So today we are going to start the chapter about control and coordination. So which is the chapter 7 in your biology class 10. Yes. So I think my screen is loading. Yeah. Yeah. I think that will be fine. I think so. So basically just to give you an introduction about this. So this is mainly about two parts in this. One is about the human beings, correct? Another is about the plants. Okay. So control and coordination. So this discuss about our nervous system, brain. Yeah, correct. And a little bit more deep into that. So it's a very simple topic, this thing. And it is not at all difficult, this particular chapter. Fine, so we'll start with that. So, control and coordination, correct. So mainly, for example, currently if I'm writing it on the board here, correct, I'm writing something, correct. So my brain is telling my hand, or it is sending some signals. Okay, that I have to write on this particular whiteboard, correct. Yes, without my brain giving that signal, can my hand write it? No. Yes, so this is the basic idea about this. So system of this thing, control and coordination, or the science behind the control and coordination. So we got mainly two systems. The first one is nervous system, and second one is endocrine system. Endocrine system. So two systems we have. So we will learn both the things in detail. Correct? So first I will explain about nervous system. Correct? So in nervous system, this control and coordination is provided by what? Nervous and muscular tissue. So the control and coordination are provided by what? Nervous and muscular tissue. Okay. So I mentioned about what? The tissue, nervous tissue here, right? The nervous tissue. So what is nervous tissue made of? So it is made of something called neurons. Nervous tissue is made of neurons. Correct? Yes. So what is this neurons basically? See, neurons is nothing but, for example, let's take uh, what I will tell you. For example, let me come to the video for this. To tell you a very simple example, mainly it's a collector for collecting signals. See, for example, for example, the medium which I am communicating to you, correct? Yeah. So I am using an electronic device, and and the student who is in the other side, he is also using electronic device, correct? So I am speaking something. I am speaking something. So there is a device in my electronic device which will collect my signals, my what signals? Voice signals. Correct? My voice signals you are able to hear. Through what? Voice. But this electronic device, can it understand the voice signals? No. So this voice signal is converted into what? Electrical signals. Correct? But in the output, for example, the student who is on the other side, if it is electrical signals, can the student understand this? Can the student understand my electrical signals? No. The student won't be able to understand. Student will be able to understand only if my voice signals, or else if some sound comes, electrical sound comes, you won't be able to understand. Okay, so that is the reason. So neurons are nothing but what? Neurons are nothing but, it's a collector. It's for collecting information here. So neurons are nothing for, the main use of neurons is what? Collecting information. Collecting information. So suppose if I'm teaching you, correct? I'm teaching you about nervous system, correct? So what happens? Your brain starts collecting the information, but we generally say brain, but actually what is collecting information? Neurons. You got the point. Neurons are used for collecting informations. So that's the thing in this. Correct? So how does it collect information? Just like the example I told you, it collect information from electrical impulses, electrical signals on the form of electrical signals or electrical impulses. Electrical signals or electrical impulses. That's it. Okay. So this is about our nervous system. And then coming to that, one more important thing, I'll write down here, receptors. It's very easy. We already know about this thing. Correct? Yes. So I told you it is made of neurons. Now we can hear. My voice you can hear through what? Through ear. Correct? Through ear. So this is called phonoreceptors. Phonoreceptor. Phonoreceptor. Which means through sound. Sound. And it helps in ear balancing also. So suppose if I have a hearing problem, okay, or if some high frequency sound enters my ears, there will be something called ear imbalancing. What is it called? Ear imbalancing. If there is an ear imbalance, then my whole body will be out of balance. Okay. So this ear, not only it helps us to hear or listen, the main function of ear is what? To balance the body also. Correct? Maintaining the balance of the body. We will just think that this is just for what? Hearing or listening. But maintenance of balancing of body. Very important this is. Maintaining of balancing of the body. That is the purpose of ear. Correct? Second one is called, and this is called phonoreceptors. Okay. Next one is eyes. Now you are able to see everything with help of what? Eyes. This is called photoreceptors. Photo means light. Photoreceptors. Photo means light. Yes, it helps us in seeing that. I'm not gonna write here. Next is my nose. Yes, this is called olfactory. O-L factory. Olfactory, not oil factory, it's olfactory receptors. Smell detection. That's all. And then let's take skin. The fourth one, skin. So skin is basically what? If there is a change in temperature, correct? Thermoreceptors. Thermoreceptor. Thermo means temperature. Skin. For example, if it's a cold climate, we will sense cold. If it is a hot climate, We will find what? Hot or cold? We'll find hot, that's it. Thermo means temperature. Skin. Then tongue. Last one, tongue. This is called gustatory receptors. Gustatory receptors. Taste. Detection of taste. Tongue. So, yeah. So coming to neuron, let me just share you. Coming to the neuron, I'll share a diagram. Then you'll be able to understand much better. I'll just share it. I'll just share the screen. Yes. I think you're able to see this thing. Correct? Yes. This particular diagram. Let me just. Yeah. Cell body. I think we can all see. I'll just switch off my video. So that's a distraction. Yeah. This is what my inside this is my nucleus. This is my nucleus. Correct? And can you see some, for there's a projection here, no? Here, like this, branches and something like that. This is called my dendrites. This is called my dendrites. Dendrites. So this only will collect the information. This only will collect the information. Yes. Then we got a cell body, the nucleoside review. Correct. And this is also called the nerve ending also. Dendrites, or we can call this as a nerve ending. And we can see these two neurons are connected by what? One wire kind of thing, right? One wire. This is called axon. 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 Okay. Yes, this is called an axon. Fine. So a simple structure is this only. Let me just clear it. Let me see if there any other good diagram is there. I'll just show it to you. I think this is better. This diagram has got everything. We can see what the branches, dendrites, the nucleus, cell body, soma and all not required for you as of now. But for us, all of these things are what? Axon. Okay, axon. And this can be nerve ending or dendrites or whatever it is. Not axon terminal. Again, these terms you will study in your higher classes. Correct? So this I don't want to tell it now. So this is the basic structure of neuron. So which is very important for the exam point of view also. Clear? Yeah. So let's see in neurons, the parts. Let me just write down the parts here. First one, dendrites. I already told you that will acquire information. Dendrites. Information, collects information. Collects info. Dendrites is done. Correct. Cell body. Cell body. So the information collected, yes, it travels as an electrical signal. Dendrites will collect the info, and that info collected will travel as electrical signals. In some movies and all, you might have seen some electrical signals and impulse in our body, human body. Correct? Where the hero or heroine will be getting those kind of things. Yeah, some superpower and all, once they get, they'll get some electrical signals or impulse. There'll be a change of structure. Electrical, sorry for the spelling, electrical. ELECTRIC, electrical signals or impulse. Impulse means momentary change, sudden change. Okay, it's not a big thing. Electrical signals or impulse. And the last one, axon. Axon is what? It's a bridge. It's a bridge. It's the longest fiber. It's the longest fiber. Correct? On the cell body. On the cell body. So what is the purpose of this axon? The purposes of this axon is, if there are two neurons are there, from one neuron to another neuron, from one neuron to another neuron, it can transmit electrical signals. See, for example, now I am typing with my fingers. My brain is sending to my hand. My hand is sending signals to my fingers, as well as what? To my mouth also. Multiple things I'm doing, right, as of now. Yes or no? So there are multiple neurons sending signals, basically, for me to do the work. That's all. Simple as that. Clear? Yeah. And then there is a one more important thing called synapse. I'll tell you. It's not at all a complex thing. Okay, but I'll write it differently. SYNAPSE. Correct. So the main purpose of synapse is to convert electrical signals to chemical signals. Electrical signals to chemical signals on transmission. Correct? On transmission. So to transmit from one part to another, it needs to convert electrical signal to chemical signals. Correct? So I'll tell you what is the synapse. Let me take here itself. Neurons. I think I have to minimize it. See, can you see this thing? Let me zoom here. Yeah, I think now it is clear, right? I think now it will be clear. From one neuron, yes, the dendrites and everything, it is sending what? The signal. The electrical signal is converted to chemical signal while transmitting to this neuron. So from nerve ending of, this is a nerve ending. This is my dendrites. This is my nerve ending. And this is my other dendrites. So from nerve ending to dendrites, I am transferring what information. So the gap, this gap is there. No, I'll just clear everything. Can you see this gap here? A small gap. This gap between the nerve ending, between the nerve ending, between the nerve ending and dendrite, between the nerve ending and the dendrite is called synapse. Okay, and it is between two different neuron 1 and neuron 2. Fine, it's so simple. It is not at all difficult term. Okay, I'll write down the definition also. Synapse definition here. Yes. So it is a small gap. Synapse definition. So it's a small gap between the nerve ending and the nerve ending of one neuron. Okay. Nerve ending of one neuron and the dendrite of other neuron and the dendrite of other neuron. So such a simple term it is. Okay, and synapse is the most difficult term in the whole topic which I'm gonna discuss. So if this is the difficult topic, you can imagine others are too easy. Correct? Yes. Now coming to the reflex action. So I think this is a very basic thing, reflex action. Let me on my video. See, if someone is gonna hit us, correct? If someone is gonna hit us, then first thing what it will be? My reflection will be what? Trying to oppose it. Correct? So basically stimulus. So that is basically my reflex action. Yes or no? Or else if I touch any, let's take a hot tea pan or let's take a hot vessel is there. If I'm touching it, very hot, okay, 100 degrees Celsius hot. So what is the first thing will happen? My hand, correct? It will touch there or what will happen? It will jerk back. Yes or no? That same thing. So that is mainly about the reflex action. But in I'll draw a diagram for this also so you'll understand much better. So for that I draw some boxes. It's a simple diagram. Okay, it's not at all a complex thing. So whatever I just now told, same thing I'm gonna write here. First thing, if it's a heat, correct? So that is my stimulus. Yes. So what is my receptor? Skin. Receptor is my skin. Skin is my receptor. Yes, and from where the information is going? Spinal organ. Spinal organ. Yes. Then muscles. So muscles is called my effector organ, effector, which is gonna get affected. Yes. Then my response. What is my response? I'll withdraw my hand withdrawal. That is my response. That's all. This is about the reflex action pathway. Correct? So basically the hot vessel. That's the thing in this. Yes. So there are three types of responses that we can have. The first one is voluntary. Correct? So now what I am doing is by what? Voluntary. So it's not someone is forcing me. I myself has taken teaching, right? Correct? So it is by voluntary in the sense I myself is willing to do this activity, the teaching thing. Correct? So it is controlled by forebrain. We'll discuss all of those things in detail. Controlled by forebrain. Yes. And the example of this is what? Talking, writing, and all of those things. Example of this is example. Something which is there in my hand. Correct? Talking, writing, and everything. Involuntary, second one. Involuntary. Involuntary in the sense it is controlled by what? Mid and hindbrain. Controlled by mid and hindbrain. BRAIN. Yes, for example, my heartbeat and all of those things. Example is my heartbeat. Yeah, respiration, all of those things. The last one, reflex action. The reflex action is controlled by spinal cord. The reflex action we just now discussed, right? That response controlled by spinal cord. Yes, example is what? Just now I told what? Withdrawal of hand upon touching hot vessel. Withdrawal of hand upon touching hot objects, I can tell. Upon touching hot objects. Or I'll write vessels. That's it. Yes. So sometimes, see, for example, all the times we can't depend on our brain. Okay. Every time we cannot depend on our brain. Sometimes we have to depend on what the spinal cord also. The reflex actions, the stimulus. Okay. We need suddenly, just like this, the impulse and momentary change. That's called transient response. We need it. Clear. So every time we can't depend on our brain. So that time we'll use a spinal cord for our reflex action. Yes. So in the next class, we will discuss about the brain topic. Correct? Where we'll be discussing about the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain.